It is just like the narcissist to underestimate their targets and walk confidently in their path of delusion, believing the false self is a deity to be worshipped and honored. The tragedy of the delusion rests on their heads, and it is only when they realize that the super empath has taken flight and joined the convocation of other egos and their raggedy, dusty behinds have been left behind yet again in disappointment city. The narcissist cannot and will never, ever get over the loss of the ego, the super empath. Thank you for joining me today. I am Joy and I appreciate your time. Welcome to all the new subscribers. We are excited that you decided to join us. To the returning family members, it's great to be able to spend some time with you today. If you are visiting and if anything that I share resonates with you, I encourage you to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. One thing about narcissists is that they lack any and all foresight. They get completely comfortable in the tragedy of their ways. They never learn from their history of failure, from their history of failed relationships. It's only when they lose the super empath that they realize the magnitude of the loss. Again, they lack any and all foresight. Initially, they don't give two hoots that a discard happened. They continue to deceive themselves. A lot of them believe that they are gods, and so they believe that godlike ability will lead them into a victorious season. They tell themselves that their deity and manna from heaven, aka super empaths, will simply rain down on them, so they don't think initially that this supply would be hard to replace. However, in time, reality begins to set in. And, this is where this is something that we overlook, is that the narcissist really is their own walking time bomb for karma. You see, they definitely do reap what they sow. You don't just have a super empath in your hands and treat them any kind of way and expect to discard them, toss them to the side like they're trash, and nothing happens to you, that there is no repercussions. They're there and the narcissist will feel it. Once they realize that the super empath is not low-hanging fruit on a tree and that they are rare, they begin to panic. Super empaths don't come around every day. And so the narcissist is hit with desperation and they try to recoup the loss by having multiple sources of low-grade supply. Low-grade supply is easy to attain. It's everywhere. That's your low-hanging fruit. And so what they end up experiencing with some of this low-grade supply is that, oops, they're just as tragic, just as toxic as the narcissist, or if not, they are narcissists themselves. And so when they realize that the super empath did not go back groveling to them and begging for them to come back, they can't understand why. And that's because that's not the way the script that they wrote mentally is supposed to play out. They become baffled and confused, envious and upset. And all of this points out to them how inferior they are. And it drives them insane, resulting in the narcissist becoming obsessed with the super empath. They begin the pattern of stalking, spying, and they send the new low-hanging supply, the new low-grade supply, to run surveillance on the super empath to find out what are they doing. And they also will employ flying monkeys to do their work. They are desperate to reconnect and establish a way to get their foot into the door. They will do whatever they can to temperature check the super empath. And when they fail, it's another painful narcissistic injury that results in episodes of narcissistic rage to any and everyone who is around them. They use the super empath's name to triangulate those around them and to draw on the qualities of the super empath as if that will help them upgrade their supply bank, as if that will help them attain better grades of fuel sources. And so they keep the super empath's name in their mouth as an extension of who they are, all to attract new supply. The super empath stays on the narcissist's mind. The narcissist is obsessed with the super empath. They are unable to recalibrate themselves. The mental gymnastics going on in their minds is destructive to them. Splitting causes the narcissist to believe that they are inferior because they are surrounded by low-grade supply and the superior supply. The super empath is unbothered, and they cannot find anyone to match them. The super empath is outliving their best life and continuing as if the narcissist never existed. And so this strengthens the narcissist's obsession. They realize that they will just have to be patient. Please know that the narcissist has no problem being patient. They will be patient, methodically planning their comeback. So they sit back and watch. They are always watching, waiting on the right moment to infiltrate the super empath's world. They will keep a tab on them. And you may not be aware of this, but a lot of these methods have actually already been established while things were going well in the relationship. They already found ways to keep a tab on you, on the super empath, while you were still being love bombed. You see, supply is oxygen to the narcissist. It's as essential to the narcissist as food and water is to all of us. So beware. They have no shame, and they will create emergencies just to pull you back into their world. And it's nothing but a temperature check. Stay strong. We are in Hoover season, and they have not changed. They have not changed their ways. They will not change their ways. They do not want to change their ways. They cannot change their ways. They just want to gain power and control over the super empath.